We're surrounded by things that make our lives easier, but do they make them better? I suppose the real question is it possible to obtain true bliss in today's world? Short answer? Yes, I believe it is. How, you ask? Easy. Butter. It makes everything better. Of course, it wasn't always so readily available like it is today. The year was 1923. Prohibition was still in its infancy, but mobsters were really coming into their own. Historians have led you to believe that alcohol played a huge part in this. And yes, while that may be true, it's only half the story. In fact, the phrase true gangsta originates from a sleepy little town in Pennsylvania. David glanced at his pocket watch nervously. He was new to the gang, but it hadn't taken very long to learn the one cardinal rule. Don't mess with Abraham. Abraham was currently pacing back and forth, his brow furrowed in displeasure. "What time did you say they were to arrive, Brother David?" Abraham asked. David cleared his throat nervously. 7 o'clock, boss." Abraham nodded. "I see. And what time is it now, Brother David?" It's 7:30. Abraham sighed, shaking his head. "I do not like to be kept waiting." "Ah, well, soon enough I'll have a means of venting my frustration, I'm sure." As if on cue, the large wooden doors creaked open. 2 large men barged through, dragging Abraham's 7 o'clock helplessly behind them. One of the men said, "Sorry we're late, boss. This one proved to be more of a handful than we were expecting." Abraham smiled like a shark. Did he now? "Abraham, please, I meant no disrespect." Abraham glared at the man dangling helplessly in the grasp of the 2 larger men. "Tommy, you of all people should have known better. I can explain. Please, it's not how it looks." "Enough," Abraham spat. "String him up, boys." No, Abraham, please." One of the large men smacked Tommy across the face, shoving a sock into his mouth. Tommy garbled as he struggled to get away. David felt the knot in his stomach growing tighter. He glanced towards Abraham, hoping that he wasn't going to resort to that. Abraham was smiling to himself, like he'd just remembered a funny joke. He reached inside his overcoat, withdrawing the object that had haunted so many of David's sleepless nights since he joined the gang. Tommy screamed. "Take off his shoes," Abraham growled. Screams erupted into the cool Pennsylvania air. "Abraham, have mercy," David said, rushing towards Tommy. "Can't you see he's had enough?" Tommy hung limply from where his hands were bound. He'd ran out of tears a while ago. Fear clutched at David's heart. What was he thinking? Trying to intervene when Abraham was clearly in one of his moods? No, foolish. "Very well, Brother David. Perhaps you're right. Cut him down." Tommy crumpled to the ground, the life nearly drained from him. "Help him, Brother David, as you've clearly gone soft for this man." David averted his eyes and went about helping the man with the shoes. Would his feet ever be the same? David couldn't help but wonder. He was helping Tommy hobble from the barn when Abraham shouted in their direction. "Let this be a lesson to you, Thomas. You don't skim off the Amish Mafia without repercussions." Abraham gestured wildly with the object he'd been holding. He stabbed the feather in Tommy's directions. "Next time I'll tickle you to death. Do you hear me?" Abraham's wild laughter echoed through the barn. David shivered. So this is what it looks like to be a true gangster, he thought. This is always the part where it gets awkward. I've told you a story, and one can't help but question, was any of that true? Yes. Yes, it was, in fact. Nuh-uh, you may find yourself saying. And to you, I will say this. These shortbread cookies are so good, it's almost a crime. Not quite, but almost. I mean, come on. Would I lie to you?